Thanks so much for watching. On this episode, I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. This is the first time I'm doing a narration, an actual voiceover. Look at that stud right there. That's where I ended the last video. And now we're walking around this area over here. As you can see, it's just covered in nothing but volcanic rock. They seem to have built right on top of it. This place is called the Citadel, and you can see why. And then there's all these canyons all around it, and rolling hills. Those hills in the background are real smooth. And then you look over here, and you just see the cliff faces. Here's a sign. Pretty interesting, all the speculation. Who knows, maybe that long ago there were trees everywhere. But look at this. This looks like it's all volcanic rock. So, according to a lot of those signs, they say that the volcano erupted about 900 years ago, and they also say that the place was settled about 900 years ago in the 1100s. So what I've been trying to figure out is, or I bet you they've been trying to figure it out too. Well, was it, obviously this one was built after a volcano erupted. I mean, you see all the volcanic stones, the dark colored ones, mixed in with what I'm assuming is limestone. And the building techniques here look just a little bit different from the ones that you see in the last video. But you see, this was basically I don't think it was a castle, but that's basically what it was. It was like a fortress on top of this volcanic rock. It's almost circular in structure. I mean, look at the all of that dark rock, those huge pieces, and then you can see they just built right over the top of it. I don't think those are megalithic stones or anything. They don't appear to have been cut or formed. But I guess that's possible. That's just me speculating there. $13,000 years ago. They don't say where or what was there 13,000 years ago, but all the dates.
Pueblo.
Go ahead and rewind and pause that if you'd like to see that sign. Sorry that was so short. But 13,000 years ago, or 900 years ago, did they occupy this area the whole time? It doesn't say when they think any of these things were really built, or if it did, I missed it. But I don't know how they would know anyway. Like this one, all of this area appears to have been built by the same designer, architect, builder, what have you. It's a few miles away. Actually, it's quite far. It's probably about 10 miles away from the Citadel in the last part. And you can see that some volcanoes had to have erupted here, because every once in a while you'll see a random volcanic stone. There's a couple over there. But you can see this place, this is the Wupatki Pueblo here. So there are huge stones. It looks like they just built this thing right over these huge stones. That's curious. This kind of reminds me more of what I was seeing at Chaco Canyon, which is hundreds of miles away. The walls aren't quite as thick, but the size and shape of the stones are similar. This looks more well built. I don't know what this is. I said in the last video I thought something like that could have been a bathroom. I don't know. That's just... There's some molcajete looking things. I know they're not called molcajetes, but they're called something else. But basically the same thing. They would grind their grain on those. And those appear to be made of volcanic rock. And then there are some larger stones mixed in with the smaller ones. But look at this massive stone here. They just built right around it. I don't know why they would have did that. It's very strange. I'll show you some other strange things coming up here in a minute. But you can just see how large and expansive this thing was. And then there's the Akiva. They think that that's where community gatherings would have been. Maybe that's where the locals got the news. There's some more of these molcajete grain grinding stones. And notice that's not a T-shaped door. So a different builder than the ones that did have T-shaped door, most likely. And then this look how new all of that. This is supposed to be a ball court. Look how nice. It's just because it's lower to the ground, or actually built into the ground, that it's in such good condition. They said none of this stuff has been reconstructed. This is just how they found it. And that's supposed to be a ball court. Now, I've seen ball courts in Mayan and Aztec culture that doesn't look anything like that. So, I don't know. You see, I love how they actually say continued speculation. There's more than 200 of them. There's a map in one of my videos where there, I think it's that. That's where all the ball courts, every little red dot you see is a ball court in Arizona. That's a lot of ball courts. It must have been quite a game. So there's got to be some kind of truth to that. Yeah, there you go. Mayan and Aztec cultures. Hohokam balls. Interesting. But there's no... The Mayan and Aztec courts were not circular at all. It was more like a long, skinny hallway. And there would be a hoop up on the wall. Not like a basketball hoop, but turned vertically. This is the blowhole. Very interesting. So they don't know what they use this for. I have no idea. The wind spirit, okay. Still speculation, but yeah, pretty good. I don't know what they could have used this for. And if you go up to this thing and put your hand near it, you can feel cool air coming out from there. And it's just this little chimney looking thing. Really weird. This is the only place that I have seen that has something like this. Okay, we're back up, walking around the other side of these pueblos now. And there's just these massive stones that, look, they just built the wall right over it. I wonder if the stones had some sort of significance. You know, why would you build your wall around it? It's interesting. Yep. I don't know what I'm saying there. There was so much wind. And then there's a a wooden beam and then this gigantic stone. I couldn't see around on the other side if that's just, let's try and look. I guess that could just be poking out. You know, I don't think they tried to hoist that thing up there, but that wood beam is curious. Very strange. It's got to be just some kind of column that eventually goes into the ground further away from where we're looking at right now, and they just built around it. Has to be. But yeah, you can see that it looks like they've added on to it I mean, and it looks like it could use some more excavation right there. Probably at least 3 stories to this pueblo. Quite tall. Lots of evidence that that's not a window. That's probably where there was more wood to support a floor there. More massive stones built right over them. So this area must have had some kind of significance. There must have been some reason why they built over all of this, all these large stones. Just beautiful area. This is about 70 miles south from the Grand Canyon. Okay, this is back up at the top. There were a lot of people here. It took me a while to be able to even go look at these signs. I was surprised at how many people were here. The visitor center is just behind me. So there's an artist rendering of what they think it looked like. And I bet you it looked a lot like that. Very interesting. So yeah, always difficult to get to a sign. Just be patient, let everyone have their turn. I wish there was some way to see what the ball game looked like. Thanks for watching this episode of Ancient Overland. My name is Jay Ulrich, and I'll see you next time.